Hi, it's Edie here. I'm with Shape Good Habits. I help stressed out people own their lives through developing powerful self care practices, also known as habits. And today I want to talk about what never to do. Never, 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 never give up. Never give up. Now, we talked about how to develop a new habit, something that you want in your life that's going to improve your life in some way, whether it's physical or mental or spiritual. It's going to improve your life and you know it and you want it. And we've talked about how self-directed change can be so difficult because we're going through this natural process in our brain called homeostasis. And there's so much we want to do, right? I know when I was over 200 pounds, I really wanted to drop weight, but I also wanted to get in better physical shape. And I needed to stop some stinking thinking. And, there's just a lot that I wanted to do. And it's hard. First, it was hard for me to decide what to do. And when I decided what to do, sometimes it didn't work for me. And so we'll go back to one of my very first practices because I wanted to get more physically well and I wanted to get more spiritually well, and I needed to deal with some of the negativity in my own mind. And I know that the one thing that addresses our well-being through every facet of our lives, it helps our relationships, it probably helps our finances, it helps our mental health, physical health, and spiritual health, is meditation. Now, when I first learned of meditation, it was from somebody who meditated 2 hours every morning. Really? Really? You have 2 hours to do something? That's so cool. And I'm so... I lack focus sometimes, and so the idea of doing anything for 2 hours was a little beyond me. So I immediately dismissed it, but it always stuck in my head. And so I finally got a book on meditation because reading a book about it is going to solve my life. And this book recommended that you have a mantra and that you sit in the lotus position. I don't know if you know about the lotus position. You can Google it. I can't describe it. But I've never been able to do that, not even when I was a little girl and when I was still really, really flexible. And so I couldn't do that. So it just seemed too much. But somebody told me that, meditation isn't really that hard to do. We put a lot of expectations on it. But really, the first step toward meditation is just to learn to sit still and be quiet. Well, that was a learning curve for me. And so I needed to learn that. And so my first iteration of this whole habit process was figuring out how to give myself 5 minutes of silence per day. And again, I read a book, and they recommend that you tag it to something else that you already do. So I decided that I would tag it to my coffee. So you've got to remind yourself everywhere. So I put sticky notes on my bathroom mirror, on my coffee pot, and on my command chair. Actually, I put an 8.5 by 10 piece of paper on my command chair, so I had to move it to be able to sit down. My command chair is that chair in the living room where I commanded my domain. And so I first tagged it to my morning coffee, and I would not have my coffee until after I meditated, until after I had that 5 minutes of silence. I set a timer on my phone. And what I found after a few days was that I wasn't doing it because it felt like punishment. Waiting to turn on my coffee until after I had that 5 minutes of silence seemed like punishment. And so I stopped doing it. And so days went by, maybe weeks. I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of how long went by. I would lose the piece of paper I was tracking on. Just lose. Anyway, and so what I decided was that I would try it a little differently. I would brew my coffee and pour a cup and smell it. while I sat in silence. And that seemed to work for a while, and it helped me to establish a habit. So what I'm saying is, it's easy to want to give up when we skip a few days and we realize that we're not doing what we said we were going to do. And it's painful to recognize that, isn't it? I know that I feel icky about myself when I know that I'm not doing what I wanted to do. When I wanted to do was for me and I'm not doing it, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. And so I stopped thinking about it because it brought back negative feelings and I didn't want to do that. I am a really good whiner, huh? But that seemed to work for me because I tried again. Because even when we fall flat on our face, we are going forward. Even when we take one tiny, tiny step and we stop there, we take one little step and we stop right there and we don't go any further for a while, it's still a step forward. It's still a step forward. Every step forward is a step forward. So we need to learn to love ourselves, to forgive ourselves, to offer ourselves grace in the moment. Grace to learn to be who we are created to be. We all have dynamic, amazing personalities. We all have a unique assignment in this world. We all have something that is so special and so tender and so wonderful about how we are and who we are in this world. And that's our gift to bring to the world. When we give up on ourselves, it dims our light. When we give up on ourselves, it shrinks us. When we give up on ourselves, it dampens that glow. Let's not give up on ourselves. Don't give up on yourself. It is hard to make big changes in our lives, but it is possible. It's easier with a champion, with a witness, with somebody to celebrate with you. And that's why I always encourage getting an accountability partner. It is easier, but it's doable. And you can do this. Your life is worth it. Your life is worth it. You're worth the trouble. Thanks for listening. Listen, if there's anything I can do to help you, contact me. It's www.talktoedie.com. I would love to spend a few minutes visiting with you to see if there's anything I can do for you, or, if you just need to talk and hear my voice. Some people like my voice. If this has been beneficial to you, like and share, because your friends want to hear it too. Thanks.